The M3 Pro MacBook Pro Space Black 14 inches. One hell of a beast. The laptop was introduced by Apple last year, November 7th, shortly after Halloween that is. And that laptop packs a punch. Let's just say 6 to 7 months since its release. Yeah, and when you look at the body of the laptop, this particular model I reviewed was Space Black, and it comes in a finely milled CNC aluminum chassis with almost zero flex when you push down on the keyboard, which is excellent build quality in my book. Yeah, and it has a couple of ports. Yeah, this is the M3 Pro MacBook Pro, so there are 2 Thunderbolts 4 ports on the left and 1 Thunderbolt 4 on the right. The regular M3 MacBook Pro doesn't have that one on the right. Yeah, and there's also the HDMI 2.1 and the MagSafe charging ports on the right and the left respectively. And we have an SD card reader also on the right. So that's excellent I and O, if you ask me, yeah, in my book. Display is mini LED, is 3024 by 1964. Yeah, and it has deep blacks and kind of bad local dimming compared to OLED, but it's still very reasonable when compared to LCD. Yeah, Apple calls it their Super Retina XDR display. Yeah, it's mini LED and it gives that OLED look. I think the mini LED on the MacBook Pros are much better than those on the iPad Pros. You'll see that it's an upcoming video of mine very soon where I'll show you how bad the local dimming is on the mini LED on the iPad Pros. Yeah, so the display is 120 Hz ProMotion. It goes all the way to around 48 Hz, I think, or 30 Hz. Yeah, so there are enough options in case you want to save your battery and don't really need 120 Hz. But with Apple's ARM and battery saving, I don't see why you need to save that battery because the battery is already saved. The display is very vibrant when you think about it, and when you actually see what it's capable of, it goes all the way to 600 nits for regular SDR content and goes also all the way to 1000 nits for more SDR content on a different color profile, that's P3, and it goes all the way to 1600 nits for HDR content. Yeah, when you use that laptop to watch an HDR video, it's so bright, it literally glows like the sun. I'm not kidding, I tried it out, and you will also if you have that MacBook. Yeah, technically every single mini LED MacBook from the M1 Pro MacBook Pro, the M2 Pro MacBook Pro, the iPad Pros, and also the M3 Pro MacBook Pros, they all have mini LED displays that go all the way to 1600 nits. Mind-blowing for a laptop. When you look at the keyboard on the machine, it's Apple's regular Magic Keyboard with black all around, unlike the Airs. Yeah, so that's how Apple differentiates their Pros from their Airs. They are black borders all around the keys on the Pros, and the keyboard is excellent. It's the Magic Keyboard you know and love. Yeah, if you have used a Magic Keyboard before, it's the exact same experience. Yeah, nothing different, just a different machine entirely, and also bigger function keys when compared to the M1 MacBook Air and the M1 MacBook Pro. The trackpad is excellent, it's slightly bigger than that of the Air and is moderately sized, it's not overdone, and it has excellent palm rejection. When you place your fingers and you type on the keyboard and your palms accidentally touch the trackpad, they don't really register as touches. That's what you call palm rejection. Yeah, it does that perfectly. That's something Apple uses to lead the PC industry. For performance, we have Apple's M3 Pro chipsets housed in that laptop. It's 11 cores CPU and 14 cores GPU, which packs a punch. Yeah, it's very good for gaming, although it doesn't really support much games thanks to its limited macOS software. Yeah, macOS isn't exactly fan favorite for gaming. If you want to game, get a Windows machine with Intel's CPU or AMD. Avoid those new Snapdragon X Elite ARM CPUs. I don't really think those are going to do any different from the current Apple ARM CPUs. The laptop is perfect for multitasking. Yeah, this particular M3 Pro line, they start at 18 gigs of LPDDR5 memory at 6400 mega transfers per second. So when you're using them, they are going to go buttery smooth. You barely even notice any drag, unless you are someone that knows how to consume that 18 gig of memory, or let's say you open like 20 Chrome tabs or 30 Chrome tabs. Yeah, I won't even recommend you using Chrome. It's just a RAM finisher. It doesn't really gain that much, but at least you get to play Asphalt, which is like the only game I could find under the short period of time to demonstrate. Yeah, so there's Asphalt 9, yeah, and I played it and it was quite alright. And you know, it's 60 Hz actually, but it moved perfectly, no frame drops whatsoever, and you can play on your battery and get a ton of it saved. Yeah, that's the pro of using an ARM CPU. I ran a benchmark and I got around 2900 on the single core and 13,525 on the multi-core. Yeah, mind you, this was when the laptop was loaded with many open Chrome tabs and many apps, because I didn't close any of the apps. It just saw opened in the mission control. Yeah, so ideally, if the laptop is idle and not loaded with anything, you should get up to 14,000 plus, almost 15k on the multi-core and 3,100 on the single core. Yeah, I once got that in one of my YouTube shorts. Yeah, so that's excellent CPU performance. It's very close to what Snapdragon X Elite gets. Yeah, but Snapdragon X Elite consumes more power. Yeah, that's what Apple uses to make a point. Less power consumption for the performance. I ran a GPU Metal score and I got 69,139. Yeah, also it was loaded, so you get up to 70,000 Metal score for the GPU, which is very good. So you can do tons of Photoshop, Premiere Pro, After Effects without breaking a sweat. Thinking about Asphalt 9, let me show you just a little tidbit of me kicking their asses. Finally got to the part I love the most, testing out those awesome 4 speakers. We should probably compare that to those of the 4 speakers on the iPad Pro M2. Exactly, you can't go wrong with MacBook Pro speakers or MacBook speakers entirely. Apple doesn't take chances when making speakers on both their phones, their iPads, even their watches have awesome speakers. That's one of the pros of using Apple. You always get an awesome speaker. That's basically it for the M3 Pro MacBook Pro with 14 inches. Yeah, it works perfectly. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe to my channel and I had it out.